I don't like to be rushed. It's too hot to be in clothes. It just reminded me that I need to trust myself, not just as a mother, as a woman. You have to trust your intuition. God gave that to us for a reason. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Aurelia Michael Holmgren here, and I am back with my 37-week pregnancy vlog. Your girl's tired. Today we are 38 weeks in one day, so I wanted to make sure I got this video out. I'm doing this more, if you've watched my previous ones, as a recap as opposed to what I was doing during my bodybuilding days, which was vlogging all day, every day. I'm going here, I'm going there, but right now I ain't going here, there, or anywhere. So I wrote down a list of what I did this week, how I'm feeling, what's going on as we head into week 38, which officially starts the time clock. And we'll talk about that in a second, because if you watch my channel, you know how I feel about timelines, and I don't like to be rushed. I'm 40 and fabulous. And I chose to wait, and I do it on my own time, and here we are. So I don't like people rushing me, and this week I was feeling a little bit of that. Okay, so what happened this week? I had my virtual baby shower. Oh my goodness. So I have had 5 baby showers. I had one in Sacramento, one in New Jersey, one in New York, one in California, and a virtual one for all my friends that live in like North Carolina, Texas, Seattle. And it was so special. We did the theme was around like something sweet is on the way, and so everybody brought a sweet treat with them, whether it was like a Diet Coke, because I got friends that are prepping for bodybuilding, or I got cotton candy from the Dollar Tree. I just realized I'm in my sports bra. Not just realized, but y'all, this is where we're at 38 weeks. It's like, it's too hot to be in clothes. Anyway, the shower was beautiful, but I'm glad that they're all over. I needed a social break. So now that was like my kind of like height, Brandy concert, hanging out with my sorority sisters. And now we are really taking it down and resting, not just more so for the whole sleep deprivation part, because if you've watched my past videos, if not, go check them out. I actually did some sleep deprivation techniques myself. Techniques meaning I made them up, where I would wake up in the middle of the night and just stay up for 2 to 3 hours and learn how to just kind of push through the tired, but just more so resting my body for the biggest like triathlon ever to exist. And I don't know how to swim, so we can imagine how this is gonna be. Last Spanish class. Okay, so I want to teach my daughter Spanish. I am Puerto Rican. I'm Afro-Latina. Aurelia, that's how you say it if you're feeling spicy. So I got a teacher that I felt was a bit more structured than my last person. I loved my last person, but sometimes, I don't know if y'all experience this, you start to get really comfortable with your tutors, and then they get too comfortable. So sometimes he'd be checking his phone. One time he was falling asleep. And like, I understand we're cool, but also I'm paying for the service. So I need you to be up, awake, and alert, or charge more so that it's worth your time. And this woman was cool. I don't know. I just felt like, once again, I was learning a bunch of stuff that I didn't need to know right now, and time is of the essence. So I took my last class before maternity leave, and if I do go back, I'll probably try out another teacher where I think I need to be a bit more specific with what I need, and see if that lines up with how they teach. I'm going to save my OB appointment for last. That was in the middle of the week. I'm trying to go in chronological order, but I want to save that for last because that was the wildest thing that happened this week, and I want to save it. We went to church. Oh, now we're going to have to skip the church thing too, because they're connected. Hold me accountable. OB pie night. We took an infant CPR class, which was so much fun. Adam probably honestly killed the baby just because he's so strong. He was like really pressing in its chest. I'm like, chill, bro. But it was a lot of fun, and they gave us a 1-sheeter just to remind us. It was $40, 1 hour, in and out. She was super animated, witty. We had a great time. It was raining, which, if you live in LA and it rains, you're like, I'm melting. But we survived. I'm like, what is an umbrella? I live in LA. Final massage. So if you have been an OG on here and you've been watching since the bodybuilding, you know about Matthew the masochist. And Matthew be going ham, okay? Prenatal, before even being pregnant, he don't care. He will in a pair of slides and socks. He don't even need real grip. I live for him. And so I got my massage yesterday. My mentee Nikki gifted me a massage, which I had already signed up. When he was like, "Do you need a massage? I want to gift you." I was like, "Absolutely." Matthew went ham, but at this point, laying on my side, we did the one with the pillow between your legs, and being crunched like this was so uncomfortable for after a while that, like, even though the massage was so good and I'm sore now and it really got everything out that I needed, I know I can't do another massage until I'm on my back again or on my stomach. So it was really good, but it has to be over. I can't do it again. Neighbor dinner. So my old neighbors from our old building have been taking care of Pepper, our dog, on and off since we lived there and since we've left. And so last night we wanted to treat them, so they came over and we got dinner. We ordered dinner for them. We hung out for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and they're now on call for whenever we start going into labor. So I'm so grateful for them, and it's on the way. So it's like our house, their house, hospital. So on the way there, we can drop Pepper off. And they were like, honestly, if for some reason we're not answering the phone or we're not home, here's the code. Just put them in the house. Like, they're just like, we got you. So it was really nice to spend time with them. We have saved hundreds of dollars by having Pepper there. Even days when we're just like, hey, can he come up for 2 hours? We've got to run out. They've always been willing. Can he stay overnight? They are literally the best, but they're also moving. So it's kind of perfect timing. We're kind of doing like an end of LA, get together with them, which was freaking awesome. Okay, let's get to it. And I will not get emotional about this. Mm-mm-mm. So on Wednesday, I went in for my OB appointment. Up until this time, if you haven't been watching, everything has been pretty, knock on wood, everything has been perfect. There have been no issues, no scares, no worries. Every test came back negative. Anything you think would be normal for a woman at 40 to be dealing with a pregnancy has not existed. So we've left every OB appointment just floating, just on cloud nine. So I go into this appointment and the induction conversation comes up. Now, I didn't think about that actually being a conversation. In my mind, induction conversations happened around 40 weeks, 3 days, where we're like, all right, what do we want to do? I didn't expect that to happen at 37 weeks. So she's on call 3 days after my due date. And so she was suggesting if we do the induction on my due date, then more than likely she'd be able to deliver. And, I would really love her to deliver. Who wouldn't want their OB that they've had the entire time? And I love her and adore her and trust her. But when I got home, it just wasn't sitting right with me to get induced on my date. Like, I feel like if baby girl doesn't come early, she may just want a few days to fester. So I talked with my doula, who obviously doulas are not allowed to give medical advice. And if you're looking for a doula, her name's Sharon. I have an episode with her as well. She said, typically first moms, typically not, it's not like, I don't want to say it's not statistics, there are statistics to it, but most women take about 40 weeks, 3 days, 40 weeks, 4 days. And so what I don't want to happen is I get induced and then my water gets broken at some point, and then now we have to start having the C-section conversation. If we have to have the conversation, we have to have it. But I'd rather give her a few days. Maybe on 40 weeks, 2 days, she decides it's go time, and then I don't have to deal with that and all the complications that can come with it. So I had to sit with it for a few days. I started feeling very icky, and like, it just reminded me that I need to trust myself, not just as a mother, as a woman. You have to trust your intuition. God gave that to us for a reason, discernment for a reason. And so that night we went to church for a creative team night, production, media, and worship team. And Adam helps with photos and videos. So he's on the side, and then I'm in the choir. And I was talking to one of the women, and she was like, literally, God has shown me every single time what was supposed to happen. I had an issue going on here. Boom, we had to do a C-section. Everything was great here. Like, he's always shown. You just have to keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and just really listen, hear, feel him, and trust yourself. And then right when we were like about to get up and skedaddle, because it was taking a while, one of the women prayed over us and prayed over her, and was just like, she is going to be such a force, such a light in LA. And I just felt this conviction of like 40 days doesn't work. It's just not going to work for me. I need to give her a few more days if she needs it. And so I emailed my OB last night, knowing it's the weekend. So I know she's not at work, but I just needed to get it out to kind of declare it for myself, even if she doesn't see the email until next week. I'm sure they're going to forward to her, so she probably will see it and respond, but I just needed to get it out and be honest with her. They're like, I would love nothing more than you to be the person. But let's say, for instance, I get induced on the 6th and she comes out on the 8th. I still don't get to work with you. Or she gets induced on the 6th and she comes out on the 10th. You know, there's still just too much probability. And that's not enough for me to start an induction. And I know many people who have had it and, you know, they're grateful their baby is here, but they would have done things differently if they could have. So in the same way that someone 34 wouldn't have this conversation until they're getting close to 41 weeks, I want to give her that same. And so that's how I'm feeling. Like I was really overwhelmed, and I put that in my email. I was overwhelmed. A lot of fear came up. A lot of like just everything you could think of that I hadn't been thinking about this whole time. I've been in this la la land thinking that the 40 weeks date was like an ideal date, and then we'll give you 2 weeks to like see what happens. But now it feels like we want you to get to 40 weeks. So the brain and the liver, so everything can be nice and mature and grown. And then as soon as we hit 40 weeks, eviction notice. Get out. And I didn't like that hard, fast day of rule. That's not a rule because my body, my choice. So that's what I've decided to do. Hopefully, I mean, I feel like since we had this conversation, she's been like, I'm packing up. I'm not going to let them play about me. So I'm trying to have her hold off until my parents get here on Friday after Thanksgiving. But whatever happens, happens. So I'm probably going to do a video on induction stuff because now I'm getting all this advice on how to do natural inductions. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And if you have suggestions or things that work for you, go ahead and throw them in the comments. People love seeing that stuff. What worked for you doesn't always work for everyone else, but knowledge is power, right? Or information overload, depending on how much you take in. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for continuing to rock with me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. You gotta like, comment, share, subscribe. And as we always say on my channel, age does not define your timeline. Clearly, you do. Peace.